Tactical maps ready, Your Majesty. We shall conquer geography together. Let's install these facts into your royal brain. 1.1 Formation and structure of the Earth. Imagine the Earth is like a giant round onion, but it smells much better. It has different layers inside. The crust. This is the top part where we walk, build houses, and play games. It's thin and rocky. The mantle. Under the crust. It's very thick and made of super hot, gooey rock called magma. The core. The center of the Earth. It's a giant ball of metal that is hotter than the surface of the sun. 1.2 Continents and oceans. The Earth is like a giant puzzle. The big pieces of land are continents, and the big water parts are oceans. Continents. There are 7 of them: Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. Oceans. There are 5 of them: Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern, and Arctic. In England, we would say it's a small world, even though the Earth is actually massive. 1.3 Landforms created by natural processes. The Earth is like a digital world in a sandbox game. It's always changing. Nature uses tools to build new shapes on the land. Mountains, created when the Earth's crust pushes together like 2 cars crashing. Valleys, deep areas between mountains, often carved out by flowing rivers over millions of years. Canyons, super deep valleys with very steep sides, like the Grand Canyon. Deltas, these look like fingers of land made of sand and mud at the mouth of a river. To understand 1.1 formation and structure, we have to go back in time and then look deep inside the ground. Part A. How was Earth formed? The big recipe. About 4.6 billion years ago, the Earth wasn't a blue marble. It was a spinning cloud of dust and gas. Gravity pulled all that dust together into a hot, melting ball. Because it was so hot, it was like liquid soup. The heavy stuff, like iron, sank to the middle, and the lighter stuff, like rocks, stayed on top. As it cooled down, the top part turned into a hard skin, the crust we walk on today. Part B. The 4 main layers, the Earth's anatomy. 1. The crust, the hard shell. What it is, the outermost layer. It's the thinnest layer, like the peel of an apple. 2 types. Continental crust, the thick part under the land/continents. Oceanic crust, the thinner part under the oceans. Fact, it is broken into big pieces called tectonic plates. 2. The mantle, the gooey middle. What it is, the thickest layer, about 2,900 kilometers thick. The vibe, it's made of hot, solid rock, but it acts like Play-Doh or thick syrup because it's so hot. It moves very slowly in circles called convection currents. Magma, this is where the lava comes from when a volcano erupts. 3. The outer core, the liquid fire. What it is, a layer made of liquid iron and nickel. Why it's cool? It's so hot that the metal is melted into a river of fire. This spinning liquid metal creates the Earth's magnetic field, which protects us from space radiation. 4. The inner core, the solid heart. What it is, a solid ball of iron and nickel at the very center. The secret, even though it is the hottest part, 5,400 degrees Celsius, it is solid. Why? Because the pressure from the rest of the Earth is pushing down so hard that the metal cannot melt. In England, we would say, it's what's on the inside that counts. Time to set sail for 1.2 Continents and oceans. Think of the Earth's surface like a giant map in a sandbox game. Some parts are spawn points where we live, land, and the rest is a massive water zone, oceans. Part A. The 7 continents, the great landmasses. Continents are the largest pieces of land on Earth. They are like giant islands floating on the mantle. Asia, the biggest boss. It's the largest continent and has the most people. Africa, home to the longest river, the Nile, and the biggest hot desert, the Sahara. North America, where you find places like the USA, Canada, and Mexico. South America, home to the amazing Amazon rainforest. Antarctica, the ice kingdom. It's at the bottom of the world and is the coldest place on Earth. Europe, a continent with many countries close together, like the UK. Australia, the smallest continent, but it's also its own country. Part B, the 5 oceans, the deep blue. Oceans cover about 71% of the Earth. That means most of our planet is actually underwater. Pacific Ocean, the mega ocean. It is the biggest and deepest one. It's larger than all the land on Earth put together. Atlantic Ocean. This one separates the Americas from Europe and Africa. It's the second largest. Indian Ocean. Located south of Asia. It is famous for being quite warm. Southern Ocean. This one circles around Antarctica. It is very cold and has lots of icebergs. Arctic Ocean. The smallest and shallowest ocean, located at the very top of the world, the North Pole. Why does this matter for tech? In your Alden Tech World brain, think of this. Continents are where we build our servers and houses. Oceans are where big underwater internet cables are laid so we can play games together. In England, we would say, across the pond. We use this when we talk about going across the Atlantic Ocean to America. Let's finish the mission with 1.3. Landforms created by natural environmental processes. Landforms are the shapes we see on the Earth's surface. They aren't just there by magic. They are crafted by nature using 2 main methods: internal forces from inside the Earth and external forces from outside, like wind and water. 1. Internal forces, the earthquake builders. These landforms are made when the Earth's plates move, push, or break. Mountains, when 2 tectonic plates crash into each other, the land crumpled and folds upward. Plateaus, these are like mountains but with a flat top. Imagine a giant table made of rock. Rift valleys, these happen when the Earth's crust pulls apart, creating a deep crack or long valley. 2. External forces, the sculptors. These forces carve the land over thousands of years. The 2 main workers here are erosion, carrying rock away, and deposition, dropping rock off. A. Water, the strongest sculptor. V-shaped valleys. Rivers cut through mountains, carving out a deep V shape. Canyons. If a river cuts through very hard rock for millions of years, it creates a deep, narrow canyon with steep walls, like a boss-level valley. Deltas. When a river reaches the ocean, it slows down and drops all its sand and mud. This creates a triangle-shaped piece of new land. B. Wind, the desert artist. Sand dunes. In the desert, the wind blows sand into giant hills that can actually move. Mushroom rocks. Wind carries sand near the ground, which sandblasts the bottom of big rocks, making them look like giant stone mushrooms. C. Ice, the giant bulldozer. U-shaped valleys. When a massive piece of ice, a glacier, slides down a mountain, it doesn't make a V. It scrapes the ground flat, making a wide U shape. The Earth's sculpting processes. We will discuss 4 main processes that shape our planet. Number 1. Plate movement. Internal force. Landforms created, mountains and plateaus. Boss-level fact. These plates move super slowly, actually slower than your fingernails grow. Number 2. River erosion, water power. Landforms created, V-shaped valleys and canyons. Boss-level fact. Water acts like a slow-motion saw, cutting through solid rock over millions of years. Number 3. Deposition, nature's save button. Landforms created, deltas and beaches. Boss-level fact. This is nature's way of saving new land by dropping sand and mud in new places. Number 4. Wind, the desert artist. Landforms created, sand dunes. Boss-level fact. Sand dunes are like moving hills. They change their shape every single time the wind blows. In England, we would say, clear as day. That means something is very easy to see and understand.
Gears are all turning, the sparks start to fly, reaching for answers that sit in the sky, reaching for answers that sit in the sky.